and welcome to another episode of Spotlight on Stage, where we shine a light on theatre across Greater Manchester. I'm Michelle Eagleton, and this is where you find me every Monday, bringing you the latest news, interviews with stars from the stage, and telling you what is on this week at theatres across our fair city. So if you love theatre, then you're in the right place. A great big welcome if you're new to the show. Hello, don't forget to follow our Facebook page. And also, if you've seen the show before, it's great to have you back. I've got a great guest coming up very, very soon. But first, I want to tell you some of the latest theatre news we've had this week, because the Royal Exchange have announced their festive production. And I tell you what, it's an absolute cracker. One of my all-time favourite musicals, Singing in the Rain, is coming to the Royal Exchange from the 29th of November this year. It is an iconic musical, and it's all about the shift from silent movies to the talkies. There is loads of wit, charm, and definitely famous song and dance routines you will know and love. Of course, the title track, Singing in the Rain, but also Good Morning and Make 'Em Laugh. You know what I'm talking about. This is going to be so dazzling. It's going to be ambitious because it's in the round, but it's going to be an absolutely fantastic show, perfect for Christmas 2025. And it is running at the Royal Exchange straight into the new year 2026, when it finishes on the 18th of January. Now, they haven't announced the cast yet. I will give you the news when I get it, but you can book your tickets right now. I've got to say, I've booked my tickets for that one already. I absolutely can't wait. Now, staying with the Royal Exchange, I have been busy catching up with the cast of their latest production, Abigail's Party. Now, of course, it is the Mike Leigh classic, a tragic comedy set around the suburbia of the 1970s, and a cocktail party that just escalates into a bit of mayhem, and I won't spoil what happens at the end. It is very iconic. It's all about the hostess with the mostess, Beverly Moss, and her, well, can I say, put upon husband, Laurence. Talking of Laurence, he is played by the wonderful Graeme Hawley. And I've got to say, I saw it last week and it was brilliant. All the actors in this are amazing. And I love the fact that it is transferred to Manchester, this production, instead of Essex. And it really, really works. Kim Marsh is Beverly. As I say, Graeme is her husband, Laurence. And here he is to tell us a little bit more.
Graeme, it is so good to be chatting to you about an iconic play, Abigail's Party.
Absolutely.
How do you feel about being in this production?
It's amazing to be in this production, to be honest, for many reasons. Like I say, it's an iconic play. It's a brilliant piece of work, but then to do it here at the Exchange, in the round, reimagined in Manchester in 1970s, you know, all of those things, but it's kind of, it's really special. It's a few years, you know, I've worked here a lot, this theatre, but it's a few years since I was here. I think it's like 2017, something like that, last time I did a play. So there's lots of factors why it's kind of amazing, this, yeah.
And the role itself as well, Laurence, I just think he kind of just goes through this journey through this play, and I think it's your character that really builds tension. He's quite neurotic.
I think that's probably the understatement of the year, yeah, to be fair. And if I was to tell you that it's the perfect time in my life to play this role, it would be. So what first attracted you to the middle-aged neurotic man? Yeah, absolutely. He is having the worst day of his life, and it's on show for everybody to see. But that's such a brilliant thing to get to play, in terms of hopefully I'll lose a bit of weight over the course of a couple of months, because I am just tearing around. But also, to actually get to play. Funnily enough, it's quite rare to get the opportunity to play a journey and a track that's quite so eventful and defined,
Do you have like levels then? Is it almost kind of like stages in your head when you're doing this part of like, right, we're at level 1, now we get to level 10, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We kind of tracked, with Nancy, the director, we kind of tracked his journey in terms of physically, emotionally, medically, and we've tracked the journey. So you need to be here by then, you need to be there by then, and you need to be there. So but there's something really exciting about that, to then join the dots up and to kind of, and then to play, and then of course we're doing all that. It's all well and good doing that in a rehearsal room, to then go, in a week's time we're going to go out, and then you do that in front of an audience, which is very different to then take that journey while you're being observed by 700 people, and so. But really, I mean, that's why you do the job.
Absolutely. And I mean, it's great writing. It is Mike Leigh. And originally, when he wrote it, a lot of it was through improv, and is that something that you've been doing, rehearsals using that improv?
Yeah, we very much more than paid lip service to the process, and I think it was something that was very important to me. It was a question I asked Nancy in the audition, and she was very much from the beginning like, yeah, absolutely, obviously the play exists, we don't have to create it, but definitely we should honour the way that the play was created and try and create our version of these characters in the same way. So yeah, absolutely. Our Laurence and Beverly, they've been on their first date. They went to Manchester Art Gallery together last week.
Love it.
Which was, Laurence was very interested in the Lowry.
Well, he would, because, he likes that kind of thing.
Well, he likes to think he does. This is certainly, he certainly wants to give that impression,
Yeah, they'd be going to Waitrose maybe, because I remember that back in the day, Alison Steadman was sent out to go shopping by Mike as Beverly, in that whole character.
Yeah.
Now, I do feel that we're not going to see you with that beard very soon, so you're taking it very seriously.
Absolutely.
In kind of just getting a tash done. How do you feel about that?
Well, to be fair, the beard is about protection, because, I live in Ramsbottom, so I have to get the tram in every day. So I'm trying to limit the amount of time that I've got to get a tram in with a tash, because a tash will not go down well in North Manchester, I don't think. So I've kept the beard for as long as I can. That's it. So we're about to find out whether or not I can carry a tash. I have had a tash before. I did 5 months in London with a tash doing a play, but I did get lots of funny looks. But times have moved on by now. Somebody was just saying to me downstairs in the green room, they'd probably just think you've got a craft beer shop somewhere.
That you've got an obsession with Tom Selleck.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Last time with the tash, we're going to see it. He's going to the barber straight
afterwards.
And I've got to ask about your cast members, because we've got 2 Corrie stars in there that you were playing with for.
Yes.
All together in the street at the same time.
Yeah, we were all together for probably about 4 years, I think. Yeah, in fact, pretty much all my time in there, they were both there. So.
What's it like to be back with them?
It's been really lovely, actually. It's been really lovely, because you do. Coronation Street is like a thing all of its own, which of course everybody who's ever been in it will tell you there is a kind of fraternity to it, and because it's a great show, and because it absolutely it really is a family, Corrie, and really is, but also because you work really hard on that show, and you kind of you're in it together, so there is also a carried pain. Do you know what I mean? You have that shorthand with each other, so so it's been really lovely, because it's not like this is it's not like me, Kim and Tapelia are hanging out every weekend having coffee and stuff. That's not the reality of life, is it? But what is beautiful about this job is it offers opportunities every now and again then to reconnect with people and spend a few months together, and that's been really lovely, to be honest.
Yeah, and this time Kim actually gets to marry you as maybe this neurotic guy, but not a murderer, because she wouldn't have been safe with John Stape, would she?
She would not have been safe. I don't think he'd have meant to kill her, but it probably would have happened. He'd have probably tripped over a moustache and accidentally stabbed her or something like that. But hopefully that's not going to happen in this show.
Definitely not. No. Right, well, you go off, get your tash sorted. We will see you on stage very soon.
Thank you.
Playing a bit of Demis Roussos.
The Roussos, not a fan. No.
Well, Abigail's party has proved so popular, it has been extended at the Exchange until the 24th of May. And if you want to catch those actors in action, then all you need to do is head to our website, ilovemanchester.com/theatre. You can get your tickets there, and I can guarantee you will not be disappointed. Now, let's take a look what else is on at theatres across Greater Manchester this week. Well, she is still flying across Manchester in her supercalifragilisticexpialidocious way. It is Mary Poppins. She's at the Palace Theatre until the 17th of May. It is a musical classic and it is very spectacular as well. You've got some brilliant music in it, such as supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, love just saying that, and Feed the Birds, Step in Time, and Jolly Holiday. And of course, it's perfect for the Easter break as well. Kids and family and adults alike all love this charming musical production. So do catch it whilst it's in town. Also, same with musicals. Well, if you like a little bit of Dolly, get yourself down to Hope Mill Theatre because 9 to 5 is playing there. It opened last week. It is running until the 19th of April. And you may have seen the movie. Well, this is the stage version. Yes, pushed to the boiling point, Violet, Judy, and Dora Lee, 3 female co workers, concoct a plan to get even with their sexist, egotistical, lying, hypocritical bigot they call their boss. With music and lyrics by Dolly Parton, the women give their workplace a dream makeover, take control of the company, and of course, live out their wildest fantasy, giving their boss the boot. Honestly, it is a joy to watch this one. And it is an amateur production as well, which we really champion here on I Love Manchester. They are top notch. You are going to love this. So get yourself down there. As I say, it runs until the 19th of April. Now, I mentioned it is the Easter break. A lot of the kids are off on a holiday. How do we entertain them? Well, take them to the Lowry to see Room on the Broom. And if you're a parent, a grandparent, you are a carer, you're an auntie, you're an uncle, you will probably know this story. It's based on a best-selling book by Julia Donaldson and Axel Scheffler. Iggity, ziggity, zaggity, zoom. Do you recognize that? Well, you can jump on board the broom with the witch and her cat in this fun-filled adaptation of the bestseller Room on the Broom. Lots of rhyming going on, and will there be room on the broom for everyone? Well, you'll have to go and find out. It runs on Tuesday, the 15th of April, so starts tomorrow, and it is here until Sunday, the 20th of April. Now, staying with the Lowry over in the main theatre, the Lyric Theatre, you have got a little bit of a thriller. Well, I have to say a lot of a thriller because it is Peter James' Picture You Dead. You might have seen my interview earlier this month with Peter Ash, of course, from Coronation Street. He is in this as an artist who copies famous work because it is all about a piece of art, fine art. DSI Grace is back in action investigating the cold case where one unsuspecting couple unearth a potentially priceless masterpiece but discover their dream is about to turn into their worst nightmare and only Grace can stop them from paying the ultimate price. Yes, you are going to be thrilled to death with this one. It opens on Wednesday and it runs until Saturday, the 19th of April. And if you do like your drama, there's plenty of it at the Octagon in Bolton because the 39 steps are on stage there. Again, this opens tomorrow night. We've got quite a long run on this one. It runs until Saturday, the 10th of May. And you may have seen the movie, you may have seen the novel. Now, this is on stage. As I say, it's a drama, but in a brilliantly bonkers and hilarious adaptation, because Hitchcock's iconic thriller comes to life here. It is a spy thriller, and in this one, you've got 4 talented actors playing over 150 characters, from the bustling streets of London to the remote Scottish Highlands. It's going to have you laughing, gasping, and cheering for more. And that, as I say, runs until the 10th of May. Plenty of great shows to go and see at the theatre this week. If you want to find out more about them, maybe read some reviews, book those all important tickets, then just head to our website, ilovemanchester.com/theatre. That's it from me this week. A big thanks to my guest, Graeme Hawley from Abigail's Party. I will be back with more theatre interviews next week, news, and a What's On guide. So until then, have a great week yourselves, and I'll see you next Monday.